Let's do it. Oh my, it's still going? How is that possible? How is that possible? Alrighty. Vindicta says he's ready. DIMAGA says he's ready. I'm ready too. Let's do it. I have no idea how that's still going. But that doesn't matter. While I'm switching to in-game, it will be turned off. Yo, I'm a 106-month resub, guys. Can we just appreciate that too? Besides all the craziness, that just goes to show how long we've been at it and how long some of us have been with us. I really appreciate it. It is time for our main event of the evening. And as I said before, I know this is a bit of a surprising main event. But the main reason for that is, guys, that this is, at the moment, the StarCraft 2 off-season. So a lot of the pros are currently taking some time off. And because a lot of them are off, then having like one top-tier pro going up against somebody that's just not going to be able to put up one hell of a fight, I don't think that really works. I want to see close, competitive StarCraft. I want to see guys push each other to the limit. So why not give some love to an absolute veteran and a super sweet man of the European scene, that's DIMAGA. And obviously, you know, with everything that's going on, it's always nice to do nice things for anybody in Ukraine at the moment. And B, a man that is playing a lot of StarCraft lately, is streaming a lot, is doing his best. That's Vindicta. It's old school versus new school. I think that these two can put up a great best of 5. I think at the moment, this man is quite a bit better than Dima. But this is a specific matchup in which I actually believe that DIMAGA still has it, and I think his ZVT is still feisty, it's still strong. So I think this should be a really good series. Let's enjoy it. Let's hope it's not a trio. Let's get it on.
Let's get it on. Round 1, fight.
In the bottom left side, we are looking at the main base of the man who literally won one of the very first online StarCraft 2 tournaments we ever had. In the second week ever of the Go for StarCraft 2 Weekly in the year 2010, this man was the champion. As old school as they get, a Brood War Pro turned into an SC2 Pro. And in this day and age, he's still a good player. He's still active, still streams. Hailing from Ukraine, it's DIMAGA. And he honestly is an ultra sweet man. I've said this before. I know that Vydra has the reputation of being like the nicest guy ever. And Vydra is incredibly nice, don't get me wrong. I would never say a bad word about Vydra. But Vydra actually could get pretty salty from time to time. And he would be a bit of a balanced whiner. This man, 10 out of 10 sweetness from the very beginning till the very end of StarCraft 2. He has always been a proper gentleman and he deserves all the love. In the top right side, as I like to call him, we're looking at the main base of the lover of mamacitas. He's streaming a lot lately. I think he's doing great. He's having a good time. And recently joined a new team. He is now representing the Platinum Heroes. This is the man from San Diego, California, Vindicta. Obviously representing USA. Oh, mate. Vindicta is all over the mamacitas. It's so hard to get in contact with this man. He's always busy. He's always dating. He's always cuddling. But we got him here. And he was able to take a little break of the love of his life to play a little best of 5 for us. $150 for the winner, $50 for the loser. Obviously, nice opportunity for these guys to make some money. And let's hope it's a great show. DIMAGA's ZVT should still be around 6,200, 6,300 MMR. And that's kind of the MMR that Vindicta is. Across all 3 matchups, DIMAGA is a little more like a 6k Zerg. But I think his ZVT specifically is still 6,300. Who won the first weekly? That is a story I've shared many times. It was a Belgium Zerg player called O'Reilly. And the reason why that's really funny, guys, is not because his name is O'Reilly. It's because every Brood War Pro was fighting every Warcraft 3 Pro about who was going to dominate StarCraft 2. And all the Warcraft 3 boys believed that Warcraft 3 guys were going to dominate. All the Brood War guys believed that they would dominate. Do you guys know which game O'Reilly played? World of freaking Warcraft. And he won the first ever Go for StarCraft 2 Weekly. So that was a pretty humbling experience for all of us RTS gamers with an ego. Turned out it was a brand new start and we all started from scratch. And nobody had a lead over anybody else. DIMAGA won the second one ever in the final against DeMusliM, actually. And obviously Dima was one of the mainstays in the early days of StarCraft 2. Had a couple great runs at Intel Extreme Masters events. Even made it to the final ones of an IEM Kiev, where he played against MMA. It was a pretty fun series. Back then, Ling Bane Muda all day, every day. All the way to the grand finals of IEM Kiev. Yeah, I think DIMAGA indeed won an Aces ROG a long time ago. Yeah, I think that's correct. Thank you, Peanut Butter. So far, the opening here is very standard, which is why I haven't really addressed it. I hope it goes without saying by now, as I say this basically every single broadcast where I cast video games. If you guys have any questions about strategies, I'll gladly answer them. If everything is ultra standard, I don't necessarily always have the same speech about Hellions and Banshees and Triple CC. Because you guys have eyes too, you guys can see that that's happening. Couple of links trying to get us around. Dima gets the Reaper, gets a Hellion. Not a bad little skirmish here. Queen count is at 7. Spore Crawler's going up. Feels that DIMAGA has a very good idea of the opening of Vindicta. This is obviously pretty much... If I think of a standard opening in TVZ, I think of this. Just set up a recording, yeah. I can use my own soundboard, so I don't have to rely on Yona anymore. But while we talk about Yona, guys, we can talk about the fact that DIMAGA just tried to surround Hellions with Zerglings.
Oh my god, why is that? Are you kidding me? That's the dumbest play ever. Period.
Shouldn't happen, guys. Shouldn't happen, but it happened. And that's why we've got Yona on our side. Double Cloak Banshee gets a kill, by the way. One drone tried to morph into a Spore Crawler, gets a kill. Lovely Banshee movement here by Vindicta. DIMAGA needs to be a little bit careful, because this queen could be in some trouble. Flare is done. He really wants that queen, and Vindicta gets what he wants. DIMAGA setting up a counterattack here. Doors are open. It's a decent amount of links. But obviously with Marines and Hellions, I want to say I think Vindicta should be fine. Yeah, he's fine. Lost a couple of Marines there, but hey. What are Marines good for if you can't lose them to Zerglings every now and then? Look at the creep spread, by the way, guys. Dima against Hellion Banshee, man. This is 6 minutes, 40 seconds into Royal Blood. Color me impressed. I honestly think this is excellent creep spread. That old dog is showing us that he still has it. Work account is indeed a problem for DIMAGA. That is something that goes without saying. Now, he is playing double Evo, and this is kind of just the way that DIMAGA likes to play. He often plays a little bit lower on the eco, which means he has more battle units. But yeah, we do really need to start droning up the 4th base. You are spot on in that one. Vindicta doesn't necessarily know what we know, right? So he doesn't really have access to all the same numbers. So he might not feel that this game is going all that hot. Seeing creep this far out in a 7-minute 20-second game has to be a little bit intimidating, but excellent scan, and Vindicta will start his cleaning duties. Bailing speed is very close to finishing up, and DIMAGA should be totally fine here. Don't really see Dima lose any workers. 13 more drones on the way. Those were the drones that we were wishing for, and those are the drones that we really need to see. Oh. That could have been a disastrous Withermine hit, but it wasn't. Good split. 5 extra Overlords on the way. Queens are immediately in the right position to renew the creep that he lost earlier. I don't hate what I'm seeing from DIMAGA so far, but he does kind of need to find a victory sometime soon. Otherwise, the fact that he was this outmined for a solid 2 minutes, give or take, yeah, that's going to be a problem. How many queens do we have, man? 9. How are the queens all the way on the other side of the map sniping a Cloak Banshee? Vindicta now starting his cleaning to this. DIMAGA's gonna have to cancel this hatchery. He literally morphed this hatch in the sight of all these Marines, and that's a lot of minerals going down the drain. Widow Mines! First mine shot is pretty good. Vindicta's playing very clean here, guys. He's also active with a couple of Marines on the left side. Beautiful multitasking here by our man from San Diego, California, playing on the European server, by the way. I want to give him kudos to that. It feels that a lot of these guys seem to have pretty good ping, or they are just incredibly good at managing playing with delay. But if you force me to play on US West, guys, that's a laughing experience if you've ever seen one. I think playing on a server that's far away is incredibly difficult. Now Vindicta does do a lot of laddering on the European server, so he's obviously kind of used to it, but still impressive. It is 9 hours earlier in San Diego. Those are the pickups that are hard to make, obviously. It's actually a pretty good time for people on the West Coast to play in this event. I've had Max Angel, Australia a couple of times. It's just some afternoon video gaming. Nothing wrong with that. Hive on the way for Dima. Double sensor tower has come online for Vindicta. At Cook, I actually had like 5 DMs, by the way, on Discord of various gamers saying like, "Hey Roddy, why am I not playing in the Big Brain Bouts? Why am I?" Those are not the prettiest splits, DIMAGA. The final one is good. First two connections were a bit big, so I should have no issues at all getting a couple of matches going for the next Friday. I'm just happy to see that people are excited to play. That is what is going to keep StarCraft 2 alive. We often talk about passion, X, Y, Z, doing this, doing that, community, but in the end we also need good video gamers to play games. That makes me very happy to see how many of them are excited to play. The Hive is finishing up, guys, but kind of feels that Vindicta right now is all over DIMAGA. Units lost resource tab. We can see a 2600 resource difference already. And we're only 11 minutes into this game. That is not game ending, but I mentioned before that I kind of feel DIMAGA needs to get a little win soon. He has not been able to get a win. If anything, it's Vindicta finding more and more little victories. And that is what TVZ is all about. You just win the little exchanges and eventually you create a very big lead for yourself. The creep has also really not made a lot of progress in the last few minutes because Vindicta is doing a great job in pushing it back, keeping it at bay. Banelings on creep though have some potential. There are some Widowmines in the mix. All of the Widowmines have fired and plenty of Banelings survive. Well, it's not a bad fight for DIMAGA. But a bigger problem, guys, for Dima in this game is just that he's not finding any economic damage whatsoever. And we all know that ZVT as a Zerg, you kind of want to be battering down the Terran economy a little bit, right? Find a few SCVs here, a few SCVs there, a proper bailing run by that blows up a planetary, gets 20 SCVs as the cherry on top. And none of that is happening. And that is a problem. Dima has taken a nice supply lead for the first time in a while, but that's also because Vindicta is transitioning and he's trying to increase the army. Nice job there by DIMAGA, splitting up a couple of Zerglings to absorb that Widowmine shot. Hydras, do they have both their upgrades? Yes, they do. What's the Hydra count? 11. 112 Zerglings on the map. 112 Zerglings. It's a lot of links. I know 7 Widowmines is decent, but against this many Lings and Banes, I would personally not hate a couple of extra Widowmines. DIMAGA setting up a surrounding, coming in from multiple sides. I mean, obviously he should be able to get on top of that Liberator. Hydras, do your thing. Hydras need to get the lip. Can the Banelings connect with the ghosts? No, they cannot. Medevac takes damage, so careful with the Medevac. Widowmine. Oh, kill the Medevac with like 3 or 4 ghosts inside of it. That was a next level trader mine. A Widowmine kills a Medevac with 3 or 4 ghosts. If you talk about precious cargo, that's some real precious cargo. But Vindicta does hold, and that's the most important thing for him. Hey, we are even getting the Rapid Pre-Ignitus upgrade, or whatever it's called. I always think of Kalazur when I see this upgrade. Kalazur went for that upgrade in a very early phase of the game against Dark at BlizzCon. And since that day, I always think of Diego when I see that one. We mentioned Planetary Fortresses going down. That's the kind of stuff that DIMAGA needs, but Dima is playing a pretty reckless style here. And that's great if you're sitting at like 3k and you can immediately remax. DIMAGA is not that rich, guys. And he's actually losing a couple of drones to Widowmines as well. Not a good Widowmine shot there. What is it called? Rapid Pre-Ignitus? Is that the name? Ah, no. Rapid Reignition System. I mean, I was close. I knew it was rapid something. That upgrade allows Medevacs to use their speed boost for a whole lot longer, and it doesn't increase the cooldown. So right now, if they can maybe boost for like 20% of the time, with that upgrade they can boost for like 60% of the time. Honestly, excellent video game here between these two. I do really like where it's going for Vindicta, right? I think he is getting himself in a spot where he has to feel quite comfortable. And losing all the goals earlier, that does kind of suck. But for DIMAGA to play this style, he actually kind of needs to take the gold, fully saturate the gold. And then just find a lot of economic damage with wave after wave. Earlier, Vindicta wasn't that well prepared for just that many Lings and Banes. I have the feeling that next time around, he's going to be a bit more prepared. We've got 9 Widow Mines this time around too. Yeah, Infernal Pre-Igniter is indeed Blue Flame Hellions. Couple of Banelings, guys. Finding a few SCVs at the third base. This honestly is indeed one of the better locations to attack for DIMAGA. Maybe taking out the rocks would even make his life a bit easier. We've got a double drop happening in the main base, while a Ghost is solo operative and is ready to drop a nuke somewhere. I think we're going to see a nuke at the bottom side of the map. Dima is absolutely sending it here on the high ground, and his supply is just plummeted. Running into this many Widow Mines, guys. We're not cleaning up the double drop and getting nuked on the bottom side of the map. And I think there is too much chaos, man. I'm afraid for DIMAGA. This nuke will land, and this nuke is going to kill all 17 drones. Late game Vindicta strikes again. The lover of mamacitas is always able to land a nuke. Immediately sets up another double drop. It's honestly a great game by Vindicta. I think DIMAGA made him work for it, made him fight for it. It wasn't easy. But Vindicta is just ever so slightly crawling further and further ahead. Units lost resource difference. Ooh, 11k, guys. As we land another nuke, this time around from the low ground. Dima, the scan should be a bit of a heads up. I don't think he knows. Is this the MVP goes, guys? 17 drones with the previous nuke. Oh my god, 17 drones. And I want to say a couple of Lings and Banes, but no Lings and Banes, but it's once more 17 drones. 48 kills on this ghost, by the way. As I said, solo operative. Splinter Cell, living his best life. Completely forgotten about in the world of gaming, but he's back as a ghost. Triple drop this time around, right? Because, yeah, one of the Medivacs died to the Queen, but there's definitely too many units for a double drop. DIMAGA still running all over the place. Finally taking out this ghost. F's in the chat for the ghost with 49 kills. Double nuke landing, 2 mineral lines completely wiped out. It was a ghost to be remembered. Vindicta's all over the place, man. All 4 Widow Mines have fired here, though, so that does mean that these mines are in a bit of trouble. A lot of Zerglings with +3 melee. A couple of ghosts are left behind. No space for the ghosts, guys. If I was one of these ghosts, by the way, I'd be really pissed off on these Marines and Marauders. Be like, get the hell out of my right. I'm way more valuable. I'm way more expensive. I can win games. You guys cannot. Look at the minimap. Dimas is absolutely sending it. 72 suppliers. Another ghost is going to land potentially on this base at the bottom side of the map. Vindicta takes out the hatchery in the bottom right side. And this really is kind of the Hail Mary attack of DIMAGA. And he got some damage done, but it is not good enough. This time around, I don't know if this nuke... Yeah, 23 kills on this ghost too. Every nuke is landing. Every nuke is landing. Marauder is still having a field day in the bottom left side. 84 supply. The writing is on the wall here for game 1. An 18-minute proper game between these two. Where the ghost were honestly the MVPs. Sure, a couple of ghosts died inside of a medevac, but the other ghosts, they were cash money. Final Widowmine connections of this game will go off on the Hydras, and that should be all C-Road. I think Dima knows that this game is ultra over. 46 drones, 20 army supply against 111. Great first game though, I really enjoyed it. I'm excited for more. GG gets called. Vindicta takes the 1-0 lead for the US of A and all the Vindicta believers in the chat. Thank you to Anonymous for gifting a subby to Disrespect, who has also played in the Big Brain Bouts. And we'll probably see some more Disrespect soon. I've really been enjoying inviting more players of NA. I feel like the NA region is a region that actually deserves some more love. I know a lot of people talk about Korea and stuff, but there are some dedicated Korean weekly tournaments. The NA weekly tournaments are flooded by Koreans and Europeans at the same time. So I actually feel that NA is the region that could deserve a little more love. And that's why I enjoy inviting North Americans. You'd love to see some more disrespect games? Then we'll make it happen, mate. Next Friday, you're allowed to open. I don't know against who yet. I have to do my homework. I have to study. I have to make my way through all the DMs that I've been receiving. But I can let you know. If you're available next Friday, we can make it happen. What is happening with these alerts, by the way, guys? How many alerts could there possibly ever be queued up? It's been going on for like 27 minutes. What have you guys done? Get print F or something? Well, Bly is playing ladder again. And I got a tweet from someone, I don't know who it was. And they said, Bly versus Mio Micah, Big Brain Bouts when? And I absolutely love that idea. I cannot take any credit for it. But I love that idea. Bly versus Mio Micah in a best of 5. Sign me up. I'm gonna try to make it happen.
Round 2. Fight!
In the bottom left side of Ancient, we are looking at the main base of our Ukrainian Stary Bratan. Finds himself down 0-1. It's his second appearance ever in the Big Brain Bouts. The previous one was against Cass. No, he actually played against Baby Marine as well, didn't he? Or was that a Ruddy Shark Fight Night? I don't know anymore. But I know he played against Cass once in the Big Brain Bouts. This is DIMAGA. Top right side, the man who has a perfect 1-0 record on the Friday night with a 3-2 victory over Hate Me. And he's trying to make it a 2-0 victory, winning potentially his first main event ever. This is making moves, man. He's streaming, he's moving, as far as I know. He's cuddling his way through life. What a man. This is Miguel Vindicta, representing the US of A and his new team, the Platinum Heroes. Somebody asked earlier if you need to be a sub to watch some of the games back. No. If you do, is it just !Basilisk? There should be a link to the YouTube channel. There is at least one way to find a link to the YouTube channel. And every single game that gets played on the Friday night gets uploaded to YouTube. Yes. !Basilisk. Thank you, Disrespect. So you guys can watch all the previous games back. And we've had a couple of great games. Even like Serral versus Clem, for instance, is on that YouTube channel. It's only been running for a couple of weeks, but you can watch all of it back. If you're ever in dire need of watching some competitive StarCraft 2, you should be able to find plenty of games on our YouTube channel. The YouTube link is a 404. It really shouldn't be. Why do you do these things? I click on the link and it works immediately. No, I alt-tapped and I ruined the broadcast. Unbelievable. Sortekanin. I did not take lightly to this kind of trolling. I know I'm an old man and I'm easy to troll, but don't do that. Alright, we've got once more Reaper opening on the side of Vindicta. So we're going to dance. Let's see how good the micro is on the side of DIMAGA. Dima, obviously in that previous game, guys, at one point did get stuck a little at the 60-ish drone mark. Had some issues saturating that 4th base. And I think that kind of basically put him behind. I have to admit that the Vindicta emote is very annoying on a second monitor. That reminds me of the Cell Mew. I have that one disabled. If I'm just focusing on my main monitor, but I see a whole bunch of stuff jumping around on my second monitor, it is incredibly distracting and it's very hard to focus. So I'm afraid that I'm gonna have to block Miguel's emote. I love him, but I'm gonna have to block that one. And that will be the second emote I've blocked after the Cell Mew. Please don't, Megalomania. I've had 2 very tough weeks, okay, guys? Please don't. Not too much bullying tonight. Let me at least have like 1 or 2 weeks of good streaming again, where I play some nice video games. And then you guys can be dickheads again. But right now, I am a very sensitive, delicate butterfly. And I bruise easily, so please don't go too hard on me tonight. Sometimes you do. Sometimes even the The most diehard streamers out there that need a bit of love. What is happening here, by the way, guys? Double factory, and we are researching Macfield Accelerator. Does DIMAGA have any idea that this is happening? I mean, this strategy was really the talk of the town at IEM Katowice. You guys joke a lot about the Zerg Cabal, but there was actually a Zerg Cabal uniting during Katowice when they saw a bunch of the Terran players play BattleMech. I'm not even joking, when the likes of Serral, Lambo, Scarlett, Reynor all gathered together, Elaser, around the table, and they started theory crafting on how the best way, or what is the best way to play versus BattleMech. And they all had different approaches at first. In the end, in the tournament, I don't think we saw it all that much, because a couple of the Zergs were just very good at shutting it down before it ever even got started, right? We had Reynor bringing the German taxi of ZVP against Gumio on this map, for instance. And we had a couple of other pretty similar games, but BattleMech was honestly very feared by the Zergies. And that is not a joke, that's not a meme. The Zerg Cabal was worried. I have no... What do you mean, Voodoo? I don't know what you mean. Never heard of a Terran Cabal or a Protoss Cabal? Protoss players unite too, don't you worry. Among every level, guys. Top players will talk to each other, they will try to help each other. That really is a thing. We have a lot of the queens trying to just kind of hold the line here before that roach one is going to kick in. But these queens cannot really last forever, especially not against these cyclones. DIMAGA is supply block, guys, at a very, very painful moment. We've got 900 minerals in the bank. And DIMAGA can only pray that Vindicta eases off the aggression here. Otherwise, he'd be in all sorts of trouble. Roach one still not done. We lost like 3-4 queens there, right? 4 queens, only 3 Hellions. Miguel is having a field day here. We've got Hyperflight Rotors on the way, Blue Flame Hellions on the way. DIMAGA is in serious trouble. These are the kind of games that the Zerg Cabal was very worried about, where you're just not immediately aware of the fact that this is happening. You open up with Lynx, right, and you think it's going to just be Lynx against Marines and Widowmines, etc. And suddenly you have to worry about BattleMech, and then your Roach Warren is so damn late that at this point it just becomes very difficult to play. Pick, for instance, is a very big believer in the Infestor in games like this, and he believes the only way as a Zerg to make something out of games like this is to drop an early Infestation Pit and rely on a couple of nice fungals. DIMAGA is setting up a surround, by the way. Banelings are going to come in from the top left. Lings are going to come in from the bottom right. Can this work out for DIMAGA? That's a nice surround. Banelings will connect. Hey, that's one hell of a cleanup. That is one hell of a cleanup. But that's honestly something that DIMAGA truly needed to just be competitive in this game. Beautiful engagement. Beautiful surround there. Does drop an Infestation Pit, by the way. DIMAGA is still a beast. Even if this ends with a 3-0 victory for the youngster. DIMAGA is an absolute legend, and as I said, a real gentleman. He's always been so sweet. Legend of our European scene. 100%. Vindicta throws down a scan, picks off 2 creep tumors as the Cyclone locks on the Overlord. What is this? Couple of random Hellions? Yeah, couple of random Hellions go for a drive-by, but yeah, random Hellions don't need a lot of time to kill a lot of drones. And this, I think, is already going to hurt. Nice Hellion positioning there by Vindicta. 8 drones going down for 3 Hellions. Obviously, excellent trade for our Terran. DIMAGA will fire up the Hive, guys. No Infestors yet. No Pathogen Glands, no Infestors. Probably just wants to get Vipers out as quickly as possible. I'd be so impressed if DIMAGA can win this game. Because it honestly looked incredibly bad before this beautiful surround. But even after that, I definitely don't think he's winning or anything. No, I don't think Smart Service has been researched yet. Right now it's just Blue Flame, Macfield and Hyperflight Rotors. Target fire could actually kill, could allow that queen to kill 2 Hellions there, but DIMAGA, I think, is also paying attention to these Banshees. This is obviously a big problem. Only 4 Queens, guys. There are a couple of Banshees. Corrosive Bomb does a bit of damage. Banshees with Hyperfight Rotos are insanely good. We saw that last week in the Big Brain Bouts. We saw DeMusliM have a lot of success against Pig with the Banshees and Hyperfight Rotos. Cloak has been activated. I don't see an Overseer. I don't think Sport Crawler is nearby. Which was trying to get lucky with the Ravages and Corrosive Vials, but it's not quite working out. Every single Queen is getting picked up. Vindicta is playing a beautiful Battle Mech game here. The start was already very promising with the Hellions and the Cyclones, and the follow-up with the Banshees is excellent. We do have 13 Hydras in the way now. Like Hydras and Vipers, you have a chance. But yeah, so many things. DIMAGA is going to be forced to sacrifice this base 100%. And just transfer all the drones to the top left. And then pray you can get an amazing fight with Hydra Viper. I would like more Vipers, by the way. Like, I think 2 Vipers is not even enough here. A couple of Banings. So many things. You're going to have to sacrifice this base, Dima. Just transfer the drones to the top left. And buy some time. Banings do find some decent connections there. Hydras need to disengage. They cannot run in range of this many tanks. Okay, Bittermine's getting picked off. Yeah. Now that the Vipers show up, they drop Blinding Clouds, but there are still so many tanks in the back. They are going completely unexposed. Or uncontested, rather. They are exposed. Well, not protected by Bittermines, but still somewhat exposed. But they will go completely uncontested. And the Vipers just had no impact there because all the Hydras died by the time the Vipers showed up. I am afraid that this is kind of going to do it here for game 2 on a pretty Zerg-friendly map, by the way, so that's a real shame for DIMAGA. Vindicta just played well. Excellent strategy, great execution. DIMAGA was not aware of it until I think it was kind of too late. And I do think the only play here would have been to sacrifice this base, transfer drones top left, get like 3, 4, 5 Vipers, start abducting into your Hydras, and then maybe you can get a great fight with the Blinding Cloud. If you're under an immense amount of pressure, it's really hard to make all these correct calls. And Vindicta is playing really good. GG gets called. And our man from San Diego takes the 2-0 lead against our European veteran. Dima is going to need some of that old school magic to bring this one back, because Vindicta just looks really solid. His MMR is often not that impressive, but I think that's also because Vindicta streams a lot. And if you're streaming, you play like 4, 5, 6 hours a session. It's really hard to play at a proper level for that amount of time. So I think Vindicta's MMR dips a little because he's playing so many games. But if he truly has to, if there's money on the line, I think he is a whole lot better than the MMR that he displays on stream most of the time. GG's. GG's. Yeah. Well, on Europe, I would say Vindicta is definitely 6-2, 6-3. Like, if BASILISK right now can get 6-2, I think BASILISK is good, very talented, but I think Vindicta is just as good, if not better. And if BASILISK is 6-2, then Vindicta can definitely be like 6,300 or even a bit more. I really hope that Dima wins the next game, guys. I would love to show you guys a few more games of StarCraft 2. I think we've had a, honestly, very, very good evening. These games have been very entertaining. I've had a great time. I've been loving the action, but I hope that we get 1 or 2 extra games in the main event. That'd be awesome. Danger Joe, TLDR is that it is currently off-season. A lot of the top-tier pros are taking some time off, holidays, etc. Having one top-tier pro go up against somebody that's way below their level, I didn't think was great. So I wanted to show some love to 2 guys for different reasons. Dima being a legend, deserves love for being a legend and still being active after all these years. And Vindicta has really been putting in the work lately. He's super active, plays in a lot of tournaments, streams a lot, so I just wanted to reward them with a main event and the opportunity to win $150. That is the TLDR. How pumped am I for UFC 285 after watching the press conference last night? I'm really starting to feel it. I am hyped. I'm obviously just excited to see John Jones in action again. I think it's going to be tough for Jones though, guys. I think it's going to be tougher than he makes it out to be. I find his confidence a bit weird, mixed with all the humility, like being humble, and yet being ultra confident. Like, I feel like it's been kind of an odd mix in his interviews. Yeah, we'll see. For now, let's focus on game 3. Top left side of Gresvan. The Stary Bratan, our legend from Ukraine. He's playing an alright series so far, but he needs to step it up and give us some of that old school magic if he wants to turn this one around. This is Berserk Esports DIMAGA. Rumor is John and Valentina are dating? Really? I have not heard that rumor. I haven't read it. Oh my god, if those two would ever have children, jeez Louise. Wrap it up. I would never get close to it. It's gonna be like world's most badass 7-year-old, man. That's terrifying. That's actually the human equivalent of a super soldier. A son or a daughter of Valentina and John Jones. I don't think the world is ready. If we ever have to battle aliens, I want those babies to fight for us, because then I believe we stand a chance. In the bottom right side of Gresvan, we are looking at the main base of the man that's representing Platinum Heroes. Playing one out of a best of 5 so far. I said he was the favorite coming into it, and he's living up to that hype and those expectations. This is Vindicta. Where did you read this rumor about John Jones and Valentina? I'm obviously very excited, by the way, guys, for F1 as well. And this also is an open invitation to any of you guys. If any of you guys have F1 22 installed and you want to do a full race with us on Sunday, join my Discord. !Discord. If you have the game installed, it doesn't matter whether you're good or bad. Before the opening race of the season on Sunday, we're going to do a full race on my stream. And if you want to race with a couple of StarCraft 2 nerds that also enjoy racing, you are welcome. Wonderboy posted it in Twitter. How long is a full race? It's going to be around 90 minutes to 105 minutes. I'm not that great in F1, but I just really enjoy it. And it's a great game for me to play with people that hang out on the channel, are part of the community. This is different, right? Suddenly, like, the Diamond League players of StarCraft 2 can get the best of somebody in F1. But it's just a really fun social experience for me. I really enjoy it. And I've also turned off all my assists, and driving without any assist is pretty challenging. But very fun and rewarding if it goes well. I'm excited for Sunday. We'll obviously stream it too. We'll be around 1 PM Central European time. That's when I will be live. Yeah, for instance, C-Tone, guys. Sucks at StarCraft, but he's great at F1. So you can be like, Roddy, ha, got you. Like all of these nerds, if they even dream about beating me in StarCraft 2, I want them to wake up and apologize. But in F1, they get the best of me all the time. It's just about having a good time with friendly people. I personally love it. Alright, we have Heli and Banshee, guys. Heli and Banshee triple CC. So we are going back to the opening that Vindicta went for in game 1. DIMAGA is once more playing double evolution chamber before going up to lair. Means quick upgrades, slower bailing speed. And now it is very important that A, once more the creep gets out there, and B, that DIMAGA does not take too much damage against Banshees and Hellions. Thank you, Luzira and Danger Joe. Welcome, lovely people. What a great Friday, guys. What a great Friday to enter, at least for me, a great weekend. I don't know who Feyenoord is playing this weekend, but I assume we have an easy game at home, so... I have a Norwegian friend coming over tonight, so that's going to be cool too. F1, UFC, StarCraft, let's go, babe. What a weekend, guys. What a weekend. And Reynor and SKillous have accepted to play Padel with me on Sunday, so... And yes, I will take pictures and videos of me owning Reynor. Don't worry. Can't wait. He says that he is a tennis prodigy. I don't believe any of it. Feyenoord plays Groningen. Easy clap. Easy clap. F1 is not unpopular in the States, Musti. F1 is like more popular than it's ever been in the States. And for instance, races where they had like 100,000 spectators 3 years ago, they sell out for like 500,000 spectators this time around. F1 is incredibly popular in America at the moment. Double Cloak Banshee, guys, gets a cancel on the hatchery. That's obviously lovely already. Vindicta once more. This is kind of a repeat of Royal Blood, where the 2 Cloak Banshees really want that single queen in the main base. They're not getting it. DIMAGA, just like on Royal Blood, goes for a link counterattack, but Vindicta does such a good job in keeping his Hellions alive. These link counterattacks, I want to say, are not super successful. If he gets the tank, I would love it, but DIMAGA does not get the tank, unfortunately. Seems that one of the 2 Banshees died. Yeah. Oh, then it's pretty acceptable. Yes, that's a perfect way to describe it, Lord Quantivar. Or tennis and racquetball. Just don't call it pickleball, guys. I'm gonna be very pissed. I looked up pickleball, and what I do is nothing like pickleball. It's not pickleball. It's very fun, and I'm very excited to play with SKillous and Reynor. It's going to be... I'm sure that they will love it too. Once more, we've got extra factories going down, but obviously it is a bio opening at first, but I do see a lot of units, and that second factory is relatively early, but... Double drop. It's gonna fly over the links. Hydra then is not quite out yet. Or not quite online yet, I should say. Changeling spots the double drop. Dima, are we paying attention, amigo? Queens are gonna try to get a couple of shots off. DIMAGA needs to send his Lings and Banes back into the main base though, guys, because this is 60 Marines. You have to respect 60 Marines. Does feel that Vindicta double stimmed there on a couple of these Marines, but 2 Queens fall very quickly. Queen number 3 dies as well. That is going to reduce our anti-air. We have a big Ling Bane counterattack on the other side of the map. Can the Banelings make it to the SCVs? A single Bane, that's so unfortunate for DIMAGA. A single Baneling as the spawning pool got picked off in the main base. And now DIMAGA is just in all sorts of trouble, guys. He can't really build anything. Well, we're going to build some Hydras that don't have any upgrades. This double drop for Vindicta is finding way too much damage. DIMAGA saw it, but he underestimated it. I think he was hoping that Vindicta would just pick up very quickly and then fly back to the low ground and his queens would still be there. Oh, DIMAGA without a spawning pool. This is painful. Very, very painful. A couple of links will not stand a chance. We have 18 Hydras on the production tab. But it seems that Vindicta was just a little bit too powerful today. Already had a 3-2 victory over Hate Me on the main event. All the games were played on the European server. DIMAGA loves his ZVT, believes in his ZVT. But it seems that the young man from America is just a little too good tonight. Vindicta played very well. Shame for Dima. Couldn't quite find the damage that he was looking for. It's right before the 2-2 upgrades. A 16 Marine drop in the main base basically gets the job done. And Vindicta sweeps the main event at 3-0. And he looked damn good doing so. We're going to give him a very tough opponent next time, guys. That's the downside of getting a 3-0 in the BASILISK Big Brain Bouts. The next time I'm going to be like, Vindicta, I want to play Big Brain Bouts. He's going to be like, yeah. I'm like, all right, MaxPax it is, you know. That's the reward he gets for 3-0ing in the main event. Kudos to Miguel. He played well. And obviously thanks to Dima for playing and doing his best. He showed up. Did his best. It is what it is. 3-0s are never fun. I don't like that. But I think besides the 3-0, we had a great night of video games. I really enjoyed myself. So